There she goes, folks. Brave Bessie is headed up into the sky.
Hey, y'all. I'm Bessie Coleman, and I want to tell you a story. What you hear is the sounds of when I became the very first Black woman to ever take flight. I remember my first air show so vividly. When I close my eyes, I can feel the air on my face and the touch of the controls at my fingertips and the sound of the crowd cheering below. You've never lived till you've flown. I want you to consider what you think you know about the beginning of aviation. Are you thinking about the Wright brothers? I mean, you should be. They basically invented human flight. But what about the first women pilots? Is it Amelia Earhart who comes to mind?
Amelia Earhart became the first woman to fly solo above 14,000 feet today.
And how about the first Black pilots? Do you think about the Tuskegee Airmen?
The 332nd Fighter Group consisted originally of 4 fighter squadrons.
What if I were to tell you that I, Bessie Coleman, from a tiny little southern town, took to the skies before Amelia Earhart and the Tuskegee Airmen? Would that surprise you? Well, like I said before, I want to tell you a story. My story. It begins in a poverty-stricken town in the Jim Crow South and ends with the United States Treasury putting my face on a quarter.
You're doing great, Susan. Just one more push.
I was born in Atlanta, Texas on January 26, 1892, to Susan and George Coleman.
Is she okay, George?
She looks good. Got all her fingers and toes.
My mama was a fiercely strong and compassionate Black woman. If you need an example of exactly how strong, there were already 9 kids at home when I came along. She deserves a medal, honestly. My daddy was both Black and Cherokee Indian. He was tall and had skin darkened and weathered by a lifetime of working outdoors. And he was the most proud man you'll ever meet.
Let's call her Bessie.
Like my Aunt Bessie? I'd like that.
A short time after I was born, Mama and Daddy moved us to Waxahachie, Texas.
Stay close, y'all. This is Klan territory.
I would tell you about my hometown, but there ain't nothing special about it. And people can hardly pronounce Waxahachie, so let's just move on. My daddy built us a little house to call our own with his bare hands. It was one of those houses where you could see from the back door to the front. My siblings and I sure did love running all through that house. There were 13 of us by then, so you can imagine how much my mama loved that.
I told y'all to stop all that running in this house.
Sometimes, when I was supposed to be sleeping, I'd sit by the window and read by moonlight.
Treat them like dogs and you'll have dogs.
The worlds in my books were so much more interesting than real life. I get lost in my imagination for hours. One night, when I was 7, I heard something I wasn't supposed to.
How do you reckon I support this family if I gotta keep begging for work, Susan?
Hush up. You'll wake the children, and I know you ain't gonna put them back down.
I got it worse than any other man in this town. I'm Negro and Cherokee. Can't hardly walk down the street without a sap talking screwy to me.
Oh, so you complaining about fools saying words? I thought you were stronger than that.
It ain't just words. I lost my job today.
Another one? Why didn't you tell me?
I'm telling you now.
Okay, fine. What are you gonna do next? I hear they're hiring colored folks down at the mill.
We gonna leave Texas.
Leave? And go where?
Home.
Who's home?
The reservation. With my grandparents. I can get me a steady job and a bigger house.
No.
What?
I said no. You can go. The kids and I ain't moving to no reservation.
You talking crazy, woman. You ain't staying in Texas alone without your husband.
I know you ain't telling me what I can and can't do.
You ain't listening.
No, it's you who's acting like they got cotton in their ears.
Every time we talk this nonsense.
Don't start mumbling now. Say what you gotta say.
There ain't no life for me in Texas.
No, your life is in Texas.
I'm leaving. I gotta go where I'm welcome and where I can make a life for myself.
So, forget your family, huh?
Daddy, no!
Bessie, why ain't you sleep?
Don't go! Stay here with us. I could stop eating so much. Will that help with money?
Bessie, go back to bed. This grown folks' business.
I could quit school and go to work with Mama. Just tell me what you want me to do.
That's enough. Go on now.
I couldn't hear the rest of my parents' conversation, and I didn't sleep a wink. I kept trying to figure out ways I could help with money. The next day, my daddy gave us kids a kiss and a hug and left Waxahachie for good.
We gonna be all right. Don't you worry. I ain't never gonna let nothing happen to y'all.
I wouldn't see my dad again for 10 years. During harvest time, my family, like most black families, went to work in the fields picking cotton. I had to start going when I was 7.
Ugh! I'm so hot!
Hush, girl. You don't think we all hot?
But Mama!
Not another peep out of you.
If you can't tell, I did not enjoy being forced to do this type of work.
Ugh!
Pushing those big old bales of cotton across the field to be weighed felt like torture.
When I grow up, I'm never picking cotton, ever.
What you say, little girl?
Nothing, Mama.
When harvest season was done, we'd help Mama clean white folks' houses.
Bessie? Bessie, where are you?
I liked cleaning houses even less than picking cotton, if you can believe it.
My heart is heavy with things I do not understand.
Mama would catch me hiding somewhere reading books I found in the house.
Bessie Coleman, get your little tail back to work and put that book back where you found it.
Mama, I just got to the good part.
Most nights, I would read to my little sisters. I wanted them to learn about all the wonderful worlds I'd found inside books.
Any mind that is capable of real sorrow is capable of good.
Though we were stuck in Waxahachie, we could break free even for a short time into our imagination. When I was 9, my brothers Walter and John left for Chicago.
I'll miss you, Mama.
I love you boys so much. You gon' make something of yourselves in Chicago.
We'll send for you.
Gone before you miss your train.
Once again, people were getting out of Waxahachie and I was stuck there, picking cotton and cleaning houses.
Mama, why can't I go to Chicago with my brothers?
Baby, you're not old enough.
When will I be old enough?
It's gonna be a while.
But when?
Truth is, you can't leave yet. I need your help with your little sisters. You gonna help your mama?
Yes, Mama, I'll help.
My lips were saying, yes, Mama, but my mind was screaming, somebody get me out of here. I wasn't always allowed to go to school, but I loved learning. Math was my favorite subject.
We have a few minutes before the end of the day. Who would like to share what they want to be when they grow up?
Ooh, me! Pick me!
Yes, Bessie.
A conductor. Then I could take the train wherever I wanted to go.
That's not something colored girls do.
No?
No. Why not be a teacher or hairdresser instead?
No, thank you. I can be a doctor?
Bessie, you'd be better off keeping your feet planted right here on the ground. No one is going to let you do those jobs. Don't waste time daydreaming.
Maybe I can't be a conductor or a doctor, but I'm gonna do something so I can leave this town forever.
No, you're not!
Yes, I am.
You gonna be right here in Waxahachie having babies and cleaning white folks' houses. Just like your mama and my mama and every colored girl in this town.
Take it back.
You can't make me.
Bessie ain't special. Bessie ain't special.
For crying out loud, that's enough. It's time to go home. Everybody read chapter 3 in your book.
I left school that day more determined than ever. I was gonna make something of myself no matter what.
2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is...
For the next few years, I focused only on school. I didn't go to dances with my friends, and I certainly didn't go out with boys, even though I was asked all the time.
No thanks.
I had a goal.
In today's news, the Wright brothers have successfully made the first sustained flight in a heavier-than-air vehicle at Kitty Hawk.
People flew?
It was 1903, and I was 11 years old. I didn't know it yet, but the Wright brothers' accomplishment would come to mean everything to me. When I was 15, my mama made me the family's bookkeeper, since I was so good at math.
You'll pick $9.87 worth of cotton.
$9.87 sound right, Bessie?
You want the money or not?
You shorted my mama $3, mister.
What'd you say to me, girl?
I said you're wrong. The math says we picked almost $12 worth of your cotton.
Since when do niggers know math?
Do you know math?
This mouthy little girl needs a lesson in manners.
Don't you touch my daughter!
You cheating us.
You smarter than me now?
Okay, let's all just calm down. Mister, why don't you do your math again and see if maybe you made an honest mistake?
Honest mistake my backside. But my mama convinced him to do his math again, and surprise, surprise, he got the same result I did. He knew I had my eye on him, so he never tried to short us again. And because I thought he needed to be taught a lesson, I started pressing my foot down on the scale when he wasn't looking. Look, the way I saw it, this was payback for all the times Mama didn't know he was cheating. Each and every Sunday, my mama took me and my sisters to a little church in our town. It was too hot and cramped for my liking, but I never dared ask to stay home. The church was my mama's safe space, and we went to God's house, rain or shine, healthy or on our deathbed.
In Ephesians 5:23 and 24, God's word says, the husband is the head of the wife, just as Christ is the head of the church people.
Amen.
The church is his body, and he saved it. Wives should obey their husbands in everything, just as the church people obey Christ.
Mama, is there a part in the Bible when they tell the husbands what to do?
What?
The men, does God tell them what to do, or is it only the women who have rules?
Bessie.
And what does God say about you? Is Daddy still head over you even though he went to the reservation?
Bessie Coleman, do you think you're smarter than God?
No, ma'am.
Then I don't know why you fixing your mouth to question God like you do. Hush up and pay attention to what the pastor is saying.
Yes, Mama. I never could get a straight answer about that rule thing. Not to be dramatic, but I'd never felt like I had a place where I belonged in Waxahachie. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I saved every penny I made picking cotton in the oppressive heat and from cleaning mean white folks' houses to pay for my escape. And after I finished high school, I did it. I left my little town to attend Langston Industrial College in Oklahoma. Goodbye, Waxahachie. My mama and my sister saw me off at the train station.
Make sure you eat.
I will, Mama. I made a promise to myself to come back and save my family from this life once I'd made something of myself. But not one day sooner. The first time I stepped on my college campus, I knew I was where I was supposed to be. I'd never seen so many people my age in one place before. The best part about college was the dorm. I'd always share a room and sometimes a bed with at least one sibling. But this whole space was mine. Unpacking felt like a dream come true. Daddy!
Hi, Bessie. Can I come in?
Yes. I wasn't sure if you got my letter.
Look at you, girl. You so big.
It has been 10 years.
That ain't my fault.
I'm not blaming you, Daddy.
At least somebody ain't.
Here, sit. How's the reservation?
Life's simple there. I really wish y'all would have come with me.
Mama's done a really good job raising us. You should go visit. Alois and Nihilus are almost teenagers, and little Georgia ain't so little anymore.
I'll look into it. I can't believe your mama's okay with you being this far away from home.
She was sad, but she knows this is what I want to do.
This is a waste of money if you ask me. What's a girl like you gonna do with a college education?
What do you mean, a girl like me?
A colored girl, Bessie. Don't tell yourself lies. College ain't no place for any girl, but especially a colored girl.
Daddy, I have to finish unpacking so I can get some rest. Classes start in the morning.
All right. I'm proud of you anyway. You set a goal and you achieved it. That alone is something to hang your hat on, even if it is the wrong path.
I didn't let a tear fall until he left my dorm room. He hadn't earned the right to see that. But once I started, it was hours until my eyes dried up. There's a saying, today is the first day of the rest of your life. That's what my time in college was like. I never missed a class. I made a bunch of new friends. Hi, I'm Bessie. What's your name? I even went to a football game. Oh my goodness, why did he hit him so hard? Life was good until I got called to the finance office at the end of my first term. You asked to see me, sir?
Yeah, have a seat, Bessie.
Turns out, my subpar Waxahachie education did not properly prepare me for college. Please, there has to be something I can do. The administrators decided I needed to take more preliminary classes than I expected. The problem was, I didn't have any money for extra classes.
I'm sorry.
My time was up. I had to return to Waxahachie after just 1 year of college.
In today's news, Harriet Quimby became the first licensed female American pilot. Her license was administered by the Aero Club of America.
Mama let me move in with her when I got back.
Everyone around here pulls their own weight, Bessie. You know that.
I ain't going back to the cotton fields, Mama. I can't.
I don't care what you do, but you need a job, and you need one now.
The only job I could get was washing and delivering clothes to rich white folks. As I sat elbow deep in sudsy water, I couldn't stop thinking about the people who doubted me.
No one is going to let you do those jobs. Don't waste time daydreaming.
You gotta be right here in Waxahachie having babies and cleaning white folks' houses.
What's a girl like you gonna do with a college education?
Were they right? Were my dreams too big?
If it ain't the fancy college girl.
Lucinda? I haven't seen you since we were kids.
The star remembers me?
I remember how mean you were mostly.
All anyone around here talks about is how smart and pretty and light-skinned Bessie Coleman is. Bessie finished high school. Bessie went to college. Bessie is the best of us. Now look at you, right back here in the muck, cleaning for white folks just like I said you would.
She was right. I said I was never coming back to Waxahachie. There I was, ruining my nails to get stains out of a strange white man's drawers.
I knew you'd fail.
I was not a failure, though. I knew that for sure. I just needed to pivot my goals. I am about sick of you, Lucinda. But I knew one thing for sure. Lucinda was gonna learn how to talk to me. I can't stand you! You stupid wench!
Stop, y'all.
A couple other maids pulled us apart.
She pulled out my hair. She's crazy.
Don't you say another word to me, Lucinda, or I will pull out some more. It felt good to whoop up on Lucinda, but that high didn't last long. As I walked home, I kept thinking how if Black folks were allowed to dream and strive for more than being sharecroppers or maids, maybe Lucinda wouldn't treat me like she did. Maybe she'd try to make it out of there too. I'm home, Mama. I started to realize that if I made something of myself, it wouldn't be just for me. I could show the people who looked like me and grew up like I did that we all can be more than what we've been told. Mama, by my calculations, I could save up enough money for a train ticket to Chicago in a few months. I stayed positive that I'd be out of Waxahachie in no time. Mama? My mama was laying on the kitchen floor, beaten and bloodied. She could hardly move. She took short, labored breaths due to broken ribs. Her left eye was swollen shut and her lip was busted.
I'm okay. I'll be okay.
You're not okay. Can you get up? I laid down next to my mother on that cold floor. I wasn't sure what else to do. Mama, tell me who did this to you? Mama, tell me who did this to you? I stayed right there on the floor with my mother until she was able to tell me who hurt her. It seemed like forever for her to be able to form the words. Can you talk now, Mama?
It was the cropper.
Before I left for college, I taught my mom how to calculate the sharecropping totals. I didn't trust that the cropper wouldn't take advantage of her again.
He kept saying the totals were right. I knew he was lying. He'd been lying to me for weeks. Maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut. I just couldn't let him cheat me anymore.
All it took for that man to break my mama's bones was one little sentence.
I don't think that sounds right.
My sisters and I nursed my mama back to health. It was a while before she could get around without help. I took extra shifts at the laundry to help mama with her bills. And I worked with a different cropper during harvest season. It would be a few years before I could save up enough money to get myself to Chicago.
I'm sure gonna miss you, Bessie.
Maybe I shouldn't go, Mama. I don't like leaving you here all alone.
I ain't alone. I got Alois, Nihilus, and Georgia to help me. You've been wanting to go to Chicago so bad.
All aboard!
It's your time, Bessie.
I'll send for you as soon as I can, I promise.
Okay, baby. Girls, say goodbye to your sister.
I love you. Leaving Waxahachie was bittersweet, but as I pulled away from the station, I knew it was the right decision. I was 24 when I arrived in Chicago. My brother Walter met me at the train station.
Bessie, over here.
Walter? Oh my goodness, you changed so much.
Me? You weren't knee-high to a grasshopper last time I saw you. You're a grown woman now.
Indeed I am.
Let's get on home.
I couldn't believe sounds like this existed, or that buildings could go so high into the sky. I felt like I was transported onto another planet. Is it always this noisy around here?
I had a hard time adjusting at first, too. Soon, it won't be noise. You'll start hearing the music in the city.
On our way to Walter's apartment, I walked by women wearing colors and patterns and fabric I'd never seen before. Satin and lace, denim and feathers, leather, and even pants. Walter, please take me to where I can get clothes like that.
You can buy those clothes all around Chicago. But you're gonna need some money first, with your broke self.
Yeah. I appreciate you letting me sleep on your couch, big brother.
In the morning, I'll take you by the office where they find women domestic jobs.
No!
Beggars can't be choosers.
I'll die if I have to clean houses again. Die! Just give me a few days to figure something out. I'll start earning my keep.
I don't know. Things are already pretty tight.
Pretty please, with sugar on top. Come on, I'm your baby sister. Please.
Okay, fine. You always have been a brat.
Well, soon, I'm gonna be a very well-dressed brat. A few days later, I enrolled at the Burnham School of Beauty Culture to learn manicuring.
Now, are you sure this is the place for someone like yourself?
Chicago racism was a little more creative than what I was used to down south. Yes, I'm quite sure.
Okay. Well, this is a tough course. Try to keep up.
I learned what I needed to know as quick as possible and got out of there with my certificate. I got a job manicuring at a salon owned by a black woman named Phyllis.
So I told that fool he better start taking me out to the finest restaurants and nightclubs, or he could find another piece of arm candy.
I liked Phyllis immediately.
Bessie, you need to go on and find some butts to put in that seat. You ain't paying me booth rent to sit by the window looking pretty.
I needed clients quick. Walter was not playing about his rent. Stop pacing, Walter.
I don't get why you still broke.
I have to get clients to get paid.
So go get clients.
It ain't that simple.
You eating me out of house and home, Bessie. I can't afford all these extra bills.
Don't worry. I'll bring you some money.
Soon, Bessie.
Excuse me, could I interest you in a manicure?
No, thank you.
Ma'am, I got top shelf manicures at low prices.
I don't need no manicure, girl.
I started to wonder if I should have pursued a different career path. Hi, can I just talk to you for a moment?
Stop following me.
What you over there making noise about, Bessie?
I don't know anybody in Chicago. How am I supposed to find customers?
You know what? I got the perfect spot.
Turns out Phyllis's perfect spot was a gin joint called Dobsey's. I felt free at the club. The music was loud and dancing helped me forget about my problems for a little while.
I couldn't stop watching you from across the room.
And what exactly were you looking at?
Only the finest chippy up in this joint.
I bet you say that to all the girls.
What you drinking, pretty lady?
A soda.
Can I get you a real drink?
I'm fine with what I got.
Okay. Well, my name's Abel, and I live right down the street.
While Abel was babbling on, I inspected his nails. Occupational habit, I guess. Your nails are a disgrace.
What'd you expect? I ain't no lady.
Yes, but ladies don't want a man scratching them with raggedy claws like this. I know I'd want something softer rubbing on my body.
Is that right?
Why don't you let me fix you up right?
I ain't never been in no salon before.
Come and see me tomorrow. You'll feel right at home. And just like that, I had my first regular customer. So, what do you do, Abel?
I'm a pilot.
For the military?
Crop dusting. They never gonna let us fly for Uncle Sam. I did hear about a black man from Georgia that's fighting for the French. They call him the Black Swallow of Death.
So if a black man can fly, you think a black woman could too one day?
It's hard work, and it takes a strength to control a plane that, if I'm frank, a lady doesn't have.
You're telling me you don't think a woman is strong enough to fly planes?
That's right.
Have you ever had a baby, Abel? From what I understand, it's the worst pain you can endure. And women do it every single day.
That's different.
You're right. Because you think a woman isn't strong enough to fly a plane. We know a man couldn't have a baby.
I know that's right.
Abel, I think maybe you should rethink your opinions on what women can and can't do.
Now, who the hell is that knocking on my window?
As it turns out, sitting at the front window manicuring a fella was great marketing. All it took was a man to see another man getting his nails buffed to walk in for their own appointment.
Can I get what he got?
I'll be right with you. Have a seat. Every day, shoot, every hour, a man will walk in looking to sit in my chair.
You got time to fix my fingers too?
I'm with someone now, but you can take a seat and wait. The business started booming. Soon I was able to get myself out of the doghouse with Walter. 27, 28.
You was about 1 day away from a train ticket back to Waxahachie.
And you know, I finally updated my wardrobe. I'll take all of them. And I could treat myself to more nights out with my new friend, Phyllis.
Bessie, I want you to meet my friend, Percy. He owns his own business.
But then, my brother started trying to marry me off to his raggedy friends. I'm not interested. He said it was because I seemed lonely. But I think he just wanted me out of his apartment.
Come on, just give him a chance. He can take care of you.
I don't need taken care of.
You can't live on my couch the rest of your life.
If you want me to move out, just say that.
I don't want that. I'm just looking out for your future.
Walter, if you don't get out my face.
Well, look at this. Bessie Coleman has been named the best and fastest manicurist by the Chicago Defender.
Phyllis, can I talk to you a second?
Of course, baby.
I think it might be time for me to find another salon to work at.
What? Why are you trying to leave?
It has nothing to do with you.
I already know that. What is it then?
I just think that with that article coming out about me, I could use it to get a job somewhere else and make more money. I have to get my mama and sister out of Texas. You understand that, don't you?
Of course I understand. I'm just gonna miss you is all.
I know you ain't think you getting rid of me that easy. The busiest barbershop in town belonged to the Chicago White Sox. I decided that was where I needed to go next. Hi, I'm Bessie Coleman, the best and fastest manicurist in Chicago. Who do I need to speak to about getting a job here?
Hold on there. This ain't no beauty shop. This is a place for men.
How many men in here have a woman? So, lots of single men, got it. I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. Women like men with smooth hands.
I don't know what having all that soft hand stuff.
Those calluses on y'all's hands put runs in our stockings and scratches on our skin. If you work with me, you'll have much better luck with the women. I guarantee it.
Okay. Can I get an appointment with you?
You got time to fix my fingers too?
Well, okay then. Welcome to the White Sox barbershop.
It was a little weird at first, working around all those men. Who moved my hand lotion? Oh, so nobody wants to fess up? But soon, it started to feel like I had a bunch of brothers. Mess with my stuff again, and I'm putting hair remover in all y'all's shaving cream.
Robert
Abbott was the editor and publisher of the Chicago Defender. He came in once a week for a haircut and shave with the owner of the shop.
Have a seat, Robert. I'll be right with you.
Take your time.
Mr. Abbott, I could freshen up your nails while you wait.
Is that your nice way of saying my nails need some work?
I would never.
I'm just pulling your chain. Bessie, right? The fastest and best manicurist in Chicago?
In the flesh.
Well, all right then.
Robert became one of my best customers.
Becoming a millionaire isn't a realistic goal for regular folks.
I know you're not calling me regular.
Never. But you have to admit that saying you're going to be a millionaire is like saying you're going to have lunch tomorrow on the moon.
Well, I don't know nothing about the dining options on the moon. But what I do know is if Madam C.J. Walker can become a millionaire by making products for colored women, I can find my passion and do it too.
Touché, Miss Coleman. Why don't you come over to my house for dinner tomorrow night? My wife Ellen is making her world-famous pot roast.
I'd love to. The Abbotts lived in a part of Chicago called the Gold Coast. Why did folks call it that? Because everybody who lived there was gold level rich.
Bessie, welcome. Please come in. This is my wife, Helen. Helen, this is Bessie Coleman.
Nice to meet you, Mrs. Abbott. Helen Abbott was much taller than her husband. She was a pretty woman, but she kept her mouth pursed like she passed the time sucking on lemons.
I've heard a lot about you, Miss Coleman.
Call me Bessie, and I'm sure only some of what you've heard is true.
Come, let's eat. I'm happy you could join us tonight, Bessie.
Thank you for inviting me over. I've never been to this part of town before.
I don't see why you would have business in this neighborhood. It's very exclusive.
Exclusive? How?
Pardon me?
This neighborhood is exclusively for who?
Important people, naturally. Are you married, Bessie?
Oh, no. I don't have time to be settled down by some man.
What on earth could you be spending your time on that's more important?
Well, dear, Bessie is the best manicurist in Chicago. You commented the other day how nice my hands have been looking.
Well, that's all well and good, but is manicuring more important than settling down with a nice man and giving him children?
Children? Who said anything about having babies?
You're a woman, aren't you?
I can do more for this world than fill it with people.
More like what?
Excuse me?
You're from the deep south, correct?
I'm not sure what that has to do with...
And you didn't go to college?
I did, actually.
Okay, then I assume you didn't finish. So, what could a lightly educated colored girl from the south possibly do for this world, aside from populating it with people who might grow to actually be somebody?
Helen?
I'm just curious what this young woman plans to do with her life. How old are you, Bessie?
I'm 26.
See? Before she knows it, she'll be over 30 and all the men will be married off.
The old maid conversations were starting to come more frequently, but the age of a woman doesn't mean a thing. In fact, the best tunes are played on the oldest fiddles. I appreciate your concern, Mrs. Abbott, but I am going to amount to something. To my own people, and maybe even to the world, and I'll do it all without marrying a man or birthing a child.
Well, cheers to that.
After surviving Helen Abbott's questions, I made my way out of the Gold Coast and back to the normalcy of my new apartment on the south side.
Bessie!
Walter, what are you doing here?
Did you hear? White men killed a black kid! A riot started!
What was that?
We need to get inside.
What are they saying on the radio?
Eugene Williams, a Southside teenager, drowned in the waters of Lake Michigan today. Witnesses say he appeared to be an inexperienced swimmer, and the current...
He didn't just drown! Percy was at the lake today. He said that boy was swimming and the current brought him over to White's only line. Those crackers threw rocks at him until he went under.
That's terrible.
Everybody saw him kill that boy, and the police won't do nothing. And the KKK is starting trouble all through the South Side.
Oh my goodness!
Get down!
Ah! The race riots of 1919 lasted for 13 days. Walter and I ran out of food after 10 days. This is the last of it.
There's gotta be something else in there.
We couldn't risk leaving the house. People were dying out there. I was just glad we were together. When all was said and done, 38 people were dead. 23 of ours and 15 of theirs. I rode through my city and I couldn't believe my eyes. Countless buildings were burned. People were sleeping on the streets because their homes and belongings were gone. The president later said that the white race were the aggressors.
White people were the instigators of the race riots in both Chicago and Washington, D.C.
But a lot of good that did for the people suffering in the streets. It took a long time, but eventually Chicago got back to normal. And so did everyday life.
I'm just happy to be home, Robert. I don't much like French food.
My other brother, John, came home from the war and paid us a visit at the barbershop.
I hear the French make some of the best pastries, though, John.
You know, I did have a chocolate croissant that changed my life.
Did you get a chance to see Eugene Bullet fly? It must be a sight to see the black swallow of death up in the sky.
I didn't see him, but get this. The French are letting women fly.
Really?
I think they're crazy, but it's true. Women are flying in France.
Well, American woman pilots are getting more popular, too.
Oh, so everyone's lost their minds then.
Get with it, John. The modern woman can vote, smoke, drink, wear pants, choose not to get married, and even fly planes. Hell, I might learn to be a pilot. I bet I'd be better at it than you could ever be.
Not all women are the same, Bessie. And French women are étonnantes. That's French for amazing. I done picked up a few things over there.
What's so amazing about them?
For one, they ain't all full of sass like you.
Shut up.
French women may be up there flying like men, but they still pretty as a flower when they on the ground. Y'all colored women could never be as soft and silky as them. And you certainly couldn't fly as good.
Well, that's it. You just called it for me.
Called what?
I'm gonna be a pilot, and I'll do it better than your little French girls.
Baloney. A colored woman pilot.
I started applying to flight schools that day. And a month later, I received my first rejection letter. Thank you for applying. Unfortunately, we cannot consider you for admittance into our flight school. It is common knowledge that Negroes have heavier bones than whites, and it would be irresponsible of us to allow you to board a plane. Heavier bones? Well, a woman is like a tea bag. You can't tell how strong she is until you put her in hot water. And I was about to be thrown into a pot of boiling hot water. In October of 1909, Elise de Roche, the Baroness, became the first woman to ever complete a solo flight. She became airborne to an altitude of 15 feet in a Voisin one-seater plane.
The airplane was gliding through the air completely level for several hundred meters before it came down gently.
On March 8th, 1910, Elise became the first woman to ever receive her pilot's license. Eugene Bullard, a Black American man, enlisted in the French Foreign Legion during the First World War. While on leave in Paris, Eugene bet a friend $2,000 that, despite his color, he could enlist in the French flying service. Eugene became the first Black person to earn his wings in May of 1917. He came to be known as the Black Swallow of Death. No word on whether his friend made good on that $2,000 bet, though. A Black woman had never flown before, and I thought that maybe I could be the first. I wouldn't have admitted it at the time, but I had hope. Hope for a better future for the people who looked like me. Eugene Bullard said it best.
French democracy influenced the minds of both Black and white Americans and helped us all act like brothers.
I believe that once people could see it, they'd know they could be it too. There are about a dozen flight schools in this country. And so far, rats! It hasn't been going exactly as I planned.
I take it that was another flight school rejection.
Shut up, Walter.
Hey, I just came over to have a lunch with my sister, not get my head chewed off. Why do you fold all your rejection letters like that?
They're airplanes.
They don't look like any airplanes I seen.
And you've seen a lot of planes, Walter?
No, but the ones I seen don't crash all the time.
Well, what else am I supposed to do with all these rejections? Put them in a frame?
Fair enough. I'm gonna say something. Don't get mad.
What mess are you about to let tumble out of your mouth now?
You're tougher than any girl I know. But maybe this dream of being a pilot is too big.
Too big for small minds, maybe.
You've got a good life working down at the barber shop. You have this apartment and a closet full of clothes. Why can't that be enough?
I ain't helping nobody by cutting cuticles all day. I want more.
I get that. But there's no shame in staying in the lane we were given.
Who puts us in our lanes and why do they have all the power? You may be okay with other people deciding your life for you, but I'm not. No, sir. I refuse to take no for an answer.
What's eating you, Bess?
I've been rejected from every flight school I applied to, Phyllis. White ladies are allowed to fly, and I know they ain't no better than me.
I know that's right.
Phyllis was a successful Black woman business owner. She's well aware of the hoops we had to jump through just to be given a chance. So, I had to ask. I want you to be honest with me.
Always, sugar.
Do you think I should quit trying? Just be happy with my life and stay in my lane?
Stay in your lane. Who said that? Your silly brother? The world needs you, Bessie. A colored woman pilot? Hoo-wee, what you're trying to do will change the world forever. You realize that? You have no right to deprive us of that. So no, I do not give you permission to be ordinary.
Thank you, friend.
Enough with all this emotional stuff. You're about to make me run my makeup. Let's go spend some money.
Lead the way. What do you think about this dress?
I think you won't stay single much longer if you walk out wearing it.
The last thing I need right now is another man trying to tell me what to do. But I do love how it fits. I'm gonna get it.
Good. Then I can borrow it.
Hold on. Seems like I've got champagne taste and a soda fountain budget.
I can help you out. How much you need?
No, put your purse away. I don't want a handout. I need a better paying job. I went to the first place I saw offering a job paying more than the barbershop. That just so happened to be a chili parlor. I hear you're looking for a new manager. Well, look no more.
What experience you got?
I can work any shift at any time of the day for as long as you need.
I guess.
He hired me on the spot.
You gonna do what?
The owner of the barbershop was surprised when I told him I'd be leaving to manage a chili parlor. But he understood.
Go on and make that dough, Bessie.
If glamour had a scale of 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, this chili parlor would be a -50. But they paid well and gave me enough hours to maintain my preferred lifestyle.
Well, look what we have here. I never thought I'd see the day that Bessie Coleman wore a hairnet.
I'd offer you one, Robert, but you're a little short on the hair requirement.
Touché.
How have you been?
Missing my favorite manicurist, but I'll live. How's the chili business?
Messy.
I heard a rumor that you're applying to flight schools. Any good news?
That's actually why I asked you to come today. Wait, you want a bowl of chili?
Is it spicy?
You know it.
Then yes. And then put some cheese on it.
Have a seat.
So, what can I do for you?
I've applied to almost every school in the country and they've all turned me down. So, my plan is for you to do an article about me in the Defender. It's a win-win for both of us. I'm trying to become the country's first Negro woman pilot. Not only is it an interesting story for your readers, it might grease the wheels for me with these schools.
I think it's a good idea.
You do? I mean, yeah, it is.
But before that, let me do some research into these flight schools. There's a chance I know someone who can push our application through.
It certainly does pay to have fancy friends.
I'm not promising anything, but I'll be back in a few days.
Robert Abbott was a man of his word. He came back to the chili parlor a few days later with very interesting news.
The French are very much into creating as many pilots as possible. As it turns out, they possess what I can only describe as aeromania.
Okay.
And they have much more liberal feelings towards women and colored folks. People are judged on their works and not just their race.
That's great, but how does it help me?
I think you should apply to French flight schools.
Go all the way to France?
You might get a better return on your applications. You've heard of Eugene Bullard, right?
I remember reading about him in the Defender learning to fly in France.
And he's even serving in their military.
So the French have proven they'll teach colored men, but what about colored women?
As of today, there aren't any colored women pilots anywhere in the world. The whole world, Bessie. I thought you were special.
I am.
Then prove it.
The first step in this crazy journey was to learn French. I spent my days managing the chili parlor. Next, how can I help you, sir?
Yeah, can I order number 3?
And I spent my nights at school learning French as fast as I could. Le ciel est bleu. The sky is blue. Every day, over and over again. Order up on number 12. La lampe est jaune. The lamp is yellow. Everyone around me tried to help.
How do I tell my man that he's a cool drink of water?
Tout est belle. No. That's beautiful. Beau is handsome, I think. So if you want to tell him he's handsome, say, vous êtes beau.
Vous êtes beau.
Perfect. I practice all the time. And I know I got real annoying.
You coming over for dinner?
Oui, Walter.
Does that mean yes?
Oui, je viendrai dîner.
Bessie, speak English.
Non, je dois m'entraîner.
Bessie?
They got over it, though. Once I passed my class.
Hey, congratulations, Bessie!
Oh, yes!
Congratulations, Bessie!
Messy? One day, I got a telegraph from my mama out of the blue.
I hate to ask you for this, but we need help. Things getting bad down here, and your sisters and me gotta leave Texas sooner than we planned.
I'd been saving up to pay for my trip to France, but I sent my mama most of what I had so they could leave Waxahachie for good. My mama and sisters made it to Chicago a few weeks later. They stayed with Walter because my apartment was much too small. But now, I needed to find another way to finance my trip over the Atlantic.
Which school is this for?
The aviation school of the Brothers Cadron in Le Courtois is the most famous flight school in France.
Starting at the top, I see.
I don't have time to waste, Robert. How about I make you a deal? If I get into this school, you'll pay for my trip to France. In exchange, I'll give you full and exclusive rights to my story for the Defender.
Exclusive, huh?
I will only talk to your paper.
For how long?
You tell me.
A year.
I can do that.
Okay. You get into this school, and I'll cover the cost to get you to France.
It's a deal. Let's shake on it.
All right, let me get back to work. Knowing you, I'll have an international trip to finance very soon.
You bet your bank account you will.
Miss Bessie Coleman told the Defender, quote, "We have no aviators, neither man nor woman, and the race needs to be represented," end quote.
When the letter from the French flight school arrived, I was too nervous to open it alone. So I invited Robert and Phyllis to be with me for the reveal.
Are you just gonna stare at the thing or are you gonna get on with it? Champagne's getting warm.
We don't know if this is a champagne kind of letter, Phyllis.
Okay. Well, I also brought bourbon.
It's going to be good news, Bessie. Go ahead and confirm what we already know.
Okay, here goes.
Well,
I got in. I'm going to France.
Girl, yes!
Congratulations, Bessie!
This was the greatest moment of my life up to this point. It was only the beginning.
I'm gonna open this bourbon too. This is a party after all.
In November of 1920, I stepped onto a train bound for New York.
If you don't write me letters, I will track you down. I need to know what Frenchmen are like. In detail.
Phyllis, you know I'll write you all the time. Phyllis, Robert Abbott, and my family all saw me off.
Now, make sure you wash your hands as much as you can. I've read about this thing going around called typhoid. It's nasty, and you don't want it.
I promise to wash my hands all the time, Walter.
Good, because that ship ain't gonna be the Plaza Hotel. There'll probably be rats.
From New York, I plan to hitch a ride to France on the SS Imperator.
You know what? I'm proud of you, Bessie. You're about to prove me wrong.
You'll learn to stop doubting me, John.
All aboard! Chicago to New York City.
All right, Miss Coleman. Time for your all-expense-paid trip to the rest of your life.
Thank you for everything, Robert. When you see me again, I'll have changed the world. It would take a few months to travel across the Atlantic. I'm happy to report that I didn't catch typhoid, and I only saw one rat. My life, the one everyone knows me for, started right there on that ship. Goodbye, Bessie the manicurist, Bessie the chili parlor manager, Bessie the one who stays in her lane. Hello, Bessie the pilot, Bessie the pioneer.
Mon nom est Gaston Cadron.
Et mon nom est René Cadron.
Bienvenue à l'école d'aviation des frères Cadron et le Courtois. Vous pensez souvent à quoi vous attendre. Mais ce n'est pas le cas.
Ce sera la chose la plus difficile que vous ayez jamais faite.
I'm so sorry. This part of the story is completely in French. You don't know the language, right? No problem. I'll turn on the translator. Give me a second. All right, let's try that again.
My name is Gaston Cadron.
And my name is René Cadron.
Welcome to the Aviation School of Brothers Cadron et Le Courtois. You think you know what to expect, but you don't.
This will be the most difficult thing you've ever done.
These are waiver of release forms. Take one and pass the rest along.
In the case of your death, this releases us of liability.
I paused for the first time and thought about how dangerous it is to be a pilot.
Elise Leontine de Roche, also known as the Baroness de la Roche, was killed instantly in an airplane crash at Le Courtois, July 18, 1919.
You're going to do things you never knew you could. Things very few people have ever done.
I signed that waiver, and I never looked back.
Before we get started, Bessie Coleman?
Yes?
You're much smaller than we anticipated. I don't know if you'll be able to control the plane. It might have been a mistake for you to come here.
What?
Yes, you may have made that long trip for nothing.
I thought the nightlife in Chicago was everything I've ever wanted. Until I got to Paris. Baby, let me tell you, you haven't lived until you've danced all night in a Parisian nightclub. The music was hitting on all sixes with Josephine Baker singing her heart out on stage. Life was good.
May I buy you a drink?
Yes. No, sorry. I'm not drinking. I start school in a few days. This tall, chocolate brother was dressed to the nines, moisturized, and he had beautiful teeth. And he smelled like heaven.
A soda?
Yes, I'd like that. Thank you. I'm Bessie.
Nice to meet you, Bessie. My name is Kojo.
Kojo? You African?
Aren't we all?
You're right about that. Kojo and I talked for hours. I'd never had this type of connection with a man before. He wanted to know about my desires, and he didn't laugh or discourage my dream of becoming a pilot.
La femme peut tout faire. Pourquoi quelqu'un refuserait une personne talentueuse parce qu'elle est une femme?
Exactement! And he spoke French! I almost exploded right there at that bar. What do?
I work in the family business.
I sweated my hair all the way out, dancing with Kojo for what seemed like hours. I don't know where you learned to dance like that.
I could say the same about you. I can't keep up.
By the end of the night, I was imagining what a life with Kojo would be like.
I wasn't entirely forthcoming with you earlier.
I knew you were too good to be true.
When I mentioned that I work in the family business, I neglected to say that the business was royal.
Royal? Are you a king or something?
A prince, actually.
Oh my goodness, you're not joking.
No, I am Prince Kojo Tuvalu Huenu of the Kingdom of Dahomey. Nice to officially meet you.
What? A real-life prince? Suddenly, I wasn't sure how to act. Do I curtsy or something?
No, please don't. I like to be able to exist in the world without everyone knowing I'm a prince. It's very hard to know if someone is spending time with me because of me or my crown.
I get that.
Does knowing who I am change anything?
Not at all. I still like you for you.
Good. I like you too.
The way Kojo looked at me, it was like he could see into my soul. My goodness, it took my breath away. Kojo and I walked the streets of Paris until the sun came up. If you've never seen the Eiffel Tower at sunrise, I highly recommend it. Is it time?
Yes. I wish I didn't have to leave.
I do too, but I understand. You've got to go and do whatever it is royal people do.
Thank you, Bessie.
For what?
For being you, and for allowing me to be me. This night has changed my life.
I wasn't sure if I'd ever see Kojo again. But even if this was the last time I laid eyes on him, he'd given me a gift I would never forget. He believed in me. The aviation school of the Brothers Cadron was the best flight school in Europe. The curriculum was part classroom studies and part practical application. Hi, I'm Bessie.
I guess I should say welcome.
Only if you want to. I was part of a class of 10 aviation students, some of whom didn't seem all too happy to have women learning beside them.
I'm Louis. Nice to meet you, Bessie. Don't worry about Jacques. He's a knob to everyone.
Our class was being taught by the famous Cadron brothers, Gaston and René.
Okay, everyone, have a seat.
My name is Gaston Cadron.
And my name is René Cadron.
Welcome to the Aviation School of Brothers Cadron et Le Cotois. You think you know what to expect, but you don't.
This will be the most difficult thing you've ever done.
These are waiver of release forms. Take one and pass the rest along.
In the case of your death, this releases us of liability.
We can die?
Statistics say you likely will die, Louis. Maybe not here at school, but in the air, almost for sure.
Every pilot's goal is to get back on the ground. Our goal is to teach you how to do that.
Now, before we get started, Bessie Coleman?
Yes?
You're much smaller than we anticipated. I don't know if you'll be able to control the plane. It might have been a mistake for you to come here.
What?
Yes, you may have made that long trip for nothing.
I can handle it.
Yes, but...
I said I can handle it, sir.
Well, okay. You'll have plenty of time to prove it.
I had no idea that me being petite could determine whether I got my wings. No way I was gonna let that get in my way.
Today, we learn the components of the plane. So listen close.
I was the only American in class, but not the only woman.
If I'm already familiar with the controls, can I test out of this lesson, René?
If you want to test out early, you must exhibit advanced knowledge. Are you prepared to do that?
Absolutely.
That's Marguerite. She did know the controls and was able to test out early.
To some of you, good job today. Particularly Marguerite. To others, not so much. Work harder. The air is unforgiving and death most certainly comes to the lazy.
I could see how the men looked at Marguerite. It was the same contempt people sometimes had when they looked at me.
Tomorrow, you will go up in test flights with Gaston and me. Get some sleep.
I decided to introduce myself to her. I thought it was important for the women to stick together. Marguerite?
Yes?
I'm Bessie Coleman. You did great today.
Yes, I know.
It's so encouraging to have another woman in the class. When did you know you wanted to be a pilot?
I already am a pilot. But because of politics, I have to be in this stupid class full of novices. It's humiliating, actually.
I guess I don't have to wish you luck.
Luck is for beginners. I have skill.
Okay, then. She's absolutely insufferable. The next day, one by one, we went up in the plane with our instructors.
Bessie, you can come up with me.
Renee was piloting in the back, and as co-pilot, I was in the front. We weren't allowed to touch anything until we passed our written tests, but I didn't care. I was flying. I was exhilarated. This view was supposed to be reserved for the birds, yet there I was. Oh my goodness.
Yes, there is nothing like it. Nothing like it.
I know flying seems like no big deal to you, but in 1920, this was basically magic. And I was gonna learn how to do it. I spent a lot of time in the classroom with the flight simulator. It had all the pulleys and controls you'd find in the cockpit of a plane. Goodness. It took every ounce of my strength to control it.
Again! No! Again! Again!
A while later, after we'd all passed our written tests, we got to try flying all on our own. Well, not completely on our own. Our instructors would be up there with us to make sure we didn't do anything to get ourselves killed. First up was Marguerite. The lesson was to take off, round the runway, and then land without any problems. Even though I couldn't stand that woman, I had to admit that Marguerite did know how to fly. She brought the plane into the sky, flew in a circle, and then landed with only a few bumps. After Marguerite, the rest of us had our chance.
Slow down, Andre. You cannot land going that fast.
Faster, Louis. You turtle. You'll never get in the air.
Turn sharp, or we'll miss the runway. You can't keep making the same mistake, Jacques.
Just land the plane, Michel. You're done. You might want to rethink your career choices.
Then it was my turn.
Pull harder, Bessie. You're still too wide.
I got it.
No, you do not.
I think I'm getting better, Gaston.
It still might not be enough. Maybe we won't bother extending your student visa when it expires.
That night, I snuck back out onto the runway to practice. I couldn't go home. No one flies at night. I could have been kicked out of school, and I could kill myself. But it was worth the risk. I had to get better. The next time we did the takeoff and landing drill, my practice paid off.
Good takeoff, Bessie. Now round the runway. Perfect. Now take her down.
My first days up in the plane taught me a lot about my ability to focus. I could tune out everything except my next step. I zoned in on the runway, and I put my plane down right on my mark.
Good job. You all could learn from Bessie. She takes direction very well.
I could almost see the steam coming from Marguerite's ears and me receiving a compliment. If she wanted a battle, I decided to give her one. Once we were allowed to pilot our planes alone, my feud with Marguerite really took off.
The winner is Bessie for the speed exercise.
I demand a redo.
Would you look at that? Must be beginner's luck.
You don't have to rush, ladies. You have plenty of time.
J'ai fini.
I'm done.
You women are too emotional to be pilots.
You need to worry about yourself, Jacques.
Yes, someone who cried after failing the last simulation shouldn't call anyone else emotional. One day, the instructors dropped a bomb on Marguerite and me.
For today's assignment, you will be put into teams of 2. One will fly and the other will assist. And then you'll switch.
Bessie and Marguerite, you are team 1. Bessie will fly first.
What?
Excuse me?
You heard right.
There has to be someone else I can be paired with. What about Louis?
Louis has a partner. It appears that your elevated emotional states are a distraction to the rest of the class. To be fair to your classmates, you two will work together.
I refuse.
You will work together or you will quit.
You could cut the tension between Marguerite and me with a knife. I flew first and Marguerite sat behind me.
Make sure you push the...
I did.
If you go around...
Yes, it'll preserve my fuel. Got it.
Good job.
Marguerite had never fixed her mouth to utter a nice word to me, and now she gave me a compliment? I was shocked. All I could say back was, thank you. My favorite way to decompress on my days off was to walk the streets around town. One day, I was handed a flyer. Pan-African Congress Paris Session with W.E.B. Du Bois. I liked that Black folks outside of America were more free to publicly have these discussions. So, I went to the conference. The audience was full of Black people from all over the world.
Welcome, sister.
I exhaled for what might have been the first time in my life.
The goal is to emerge with a program of Pan-Africanism as organized protection of the Negro world led by the American Negroes.
Mr. Du Bois believed that people of African descent have common interests and should be unified in brotherhood and collaboration. As I was surrounded by Black people of all shapes, sizes, and shades, all coming together for a common goal of advancement, I decided that I was going to use aviation as a means of upward mobility for my race. In the coming weeks, Marguerite and I grew from having begrudging respect for each other to becoming friends. We began having lunch together every week.
Jacques keeps trying to get me to go on a date with him. He won't get the hint.
Jacques needs to focus on his flying before he fails out of school.
His flying and his breath, it's hot enough to fuel my plane.
Let's have a toast.
A toast to what?
To the only women in the entire flight school being ranked number 1 and 2.
And who is number 1?
Don't get cocky, Marguerite. I still have time to take you down.
Cheers to phenomenal women following their dreams.
What are your plans for after you graduate?
I want to fly commercial. There's a new company hiring pilots to fly rich people in multi-seat planes. I'd like to start doing that.
That's a good plan. I want to open up a flight school for colored people. People that look like me deserve to know how amazing it is up there.
That's a good plan too.
There was something beautiful happening between Marguerite and me. The world told us every day what we couldn't do. But right then, at that moment, we were bold and unflinching with each other in our dreams. It was nice.
Come in. Hi, Marguerite.
Have you seen the paper today?
No. What's it say? The Tulsa Race Massacre has claimed the lives of hundreds of colored people and burned more than 1,250 homes in and around what is referred to as Black Wall Street?
I'm so sorry, Bessie. Would you like to be alone?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Come find me if you need to.
This marked the first time in history that airplanes were used against Americans in a domestic attack, and they chose to use them against Black Americans? Of course they did. I can't fully describe how that felt to read. I received a telegram from my mama a short while later.
I'm sure you heard about what happened in Tulsa. I wanted to let you know your daddy is fine. The violence didn't reach the reservation. But his cousin, Fred, wasn't so lucky.
Before me stands our latest graduating class of aviators. You are the future of aviation, and I am so proud to play a small part in your greatness.
We graduated on a beautiful spring day in 1921.
You are by far my most difficult class, but I am proud to have whipped you into shape.
I will call you up now to receive your license. Jacques Dumont, license number 18.308.
I tried hard to be happy for my classmates, but all I could think about was the future.
Louis Petit, license number 18.309.
At that moment, my goal of opening a flight school went from being a dream to an obsession. I was going to do everything in my power to make it happen. Black people deserve to have a place where they are accepted and could learn all they needed to protect themselves in a country that was always looking for new ways to harm them.
Bessie Coleman, license number 18310. Congratulations.
Thank you. I was the world's first Black woman aviator, but I would not be the last. After graduation, we took turns taking the plane up as fully licensed pilots. Marguerite went first.
Marguerite really is a fantastic pilot.
I agree. What was that? Oh my goodness, there's smoke coming from her plane!
Take cover!
Marguerite? Marguerite! Waxahachie.
Oh, I had no idea how to say that.
Nobody does. It had been 6 weeks since Marguerite died, and I'd spent 4 of those weeks on a ship bound for New York. Where are you from?
New Jersey.
Europe wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but my genuine friendship with a white French woman showed me how far my own country still had to go.
All right, everybody listen up. Whites at the bow, coloreds at the stern. Whites at the bow.
For those who've never boated, the bow is the front of the boat and the stern is the back. Well, it was nice talking to you while I could. The New York skyline was visible in the distance, so that meant maritime law was in effect.
It was very nice getting to know you, Bessie.
I guess the air is the only place to be free of prejudices. I arrived home on September 29th, 1921, and even though I was rudely reminded of Jim Crow's chokehold on my country, I was excited to hit the ground running. Robert Abbott made sure the publications knew about my arrival from France.
Miss Bessie Coleman, a colored girl of Chicago, 26 years old, who had been studying aviation in France for 10 months, arrived in New York on the American liner Manchuria. She brought her credentials from the French certifying that she had qualified as an aviatrix. Miss Coleman said that she intended to make flights in this country as an inspiration for people of her race to take up aviation.
It wasn't lost on me that only the black newspapers showed up to welcome me. 10 months isn't a long time, but it was enough of a stretch to dull my memory of constantly being reminded that I'm less than. The closer I traveled to Chicago in a segregated train car, the more whites-only signs I saw. That made my desire to elevate my race through aviation even stronger. My first order of business was to find a job. Broke people can't open flight schools. Excuse me, sir. I'm Bessie Coleman, and I'm a licensed pilot. Are you hiring?
No!
Again and again, I was shut out from every type of flying job. I'll do whatever job you have.
I don't hire niggas.
From commercial pilot to crop dusting, no one wanted what I was selling. Wait, let me show you what I can do. I'm a fine pilot. Give me a chance.
Don't colored folk have heavier bones?
I started spending a lot of time at the movie theater. I loved movies. Even though all of us black folks had to watch from the rafters, I was able to live in another world for a little while and take my mind off my troubles. Phyllis, trying to find a job is harder than trying to get someone to teach me to fly. I actually know what I'm doing now and have a license to prove it.
Clearly, the white folks haven't gotten any smarter in the time you've been gone.
It's been 6 months of begging. They're trying to get me to quit and go back to the chili parlor.
The Bessie Coleman I know ain't gonna let that happen.
No, ma'am. I'm gonna go around the system.
What you got in mind?
Well, the problem is I'm trying to get people to employ me, but they see me as unemployable.
Keep talking.
I need to forge my own path. I don't think I can do that in America.
Really? But you just got here.
I know how to fly the way employable people do. I need to learn how to fly like a businesswoman, like someone you pay money to see.
I like the sound of that.
I'm going back to Europe to learn how to do stunts, and then I'm gonna put on exhibitions all over the country. What's a bigger draw than me? People will come from all around to watch me fly, both colored and white. A few of the women in the beauty salon overheard me and laughed. I mean, it is laughable to assume white folks would pay to watch a black woman perform, but what those women don't know is I always do what I say I'm going to do. With the money I'll make, I can open my own flight school.
If anyone can do this, it's you. Going back to Europe, maybe you'll bump into that fine prince again.
Kojo? No. I'm never going to see him again.
Yeah, well, not with that attitude, you not.
In May of 1922, I got on another ship bound for Europe. I'd saved every penny I made to get there, and I vowed not to return to America until I was the best stunt pilot this country had ever seen. Excuse me, Captain Keller?
Yes.
Captain Alfred Keller was an ace bomber pilot in the First World War. For you non-aviators out there, to be considered an ace pilot, you have to shoot down 5 or more enemy aircraft during aerial combat. My name is Bessie Coleman. And I'd like to ask for you to teach me what you know.
This isn't a school, and I'm not an instructor.
I'm already a licensed aviator.
Then why are you here, Bessie Coleman?
No one will give me a job back in America, and to be frank, I don't want what they're offering. Who wants to dust crops or deliver products? Not me. I want to be a stunt pilot and put on my own shows.
You can't get a job because you're a Negro or because you're a woman?
I think both.
I'm intrigued. Are you any good?
Let me borrow a plane and I'll show you. I went up in that plane and flew the best flight of my life. So, what do you think? I know my stuff, Captain.
Indeed, you do.
I can't provide food or housing.
I'll get a job.
You'll have to train on my schedule. I'm a very busy man.
Deal.
I'll teach you what you need to become a stunt pilot.
Yes!
But I have some rules.
Of course.
Now, listen. You do everything I say. If being a pilot is dangerous, being a stunt pilot is asinine. One wrong move, and you die. And I won't take responsibility. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You're good, Bessie Coleman. But I'm going to make you great.
Dive for speed!
Okay!
Now fly level and note your height!
Check!
Allow your speed to decrease. Increase your back pressure. No, don't pull too hard.
Got it!
Congratulations! You've just completed your first loop!
Yes! I took on low-paying jobs that allowed me some flexibility in my schedule. Training with Captain Keller was my #1 priority. I'm sorry it's last minute, but I have to leave early.
If you leave, don't bother coming back.
Okay. I did not go back. Sorry to call so late. Yes, I'm sick. Something's going around. Can't get out of bed. And because I had so little money, my living conditions were less than ideal. Mouse! But all of that was worth it. Performing stunts, it was intoxicating. I was hooked. Every day, I went up in the plane with Captain Keller, and he pushed me further than I'd ever been pushed.
Let's go! Today you practice loop-de-loops. Today, figure 8. Today, you will learn to land a plane with the engine off.
Yes!
Start taking her down. Now, cut the engine.
Check.
Keep her steady. Steady! Ah, perfect.
I'm ready for today's lesson.
No, you're done.
What?
I have no more to teach you. You've perfected it all. It's time for you to put it to the test.
I wanted more practice time, but I understood that Keller had taught me all he could. It was time to move on. Thank you for everything, Captain Keller.
Good luck to you.
I wasn't ready to head back home yet, so I traveled to Holland to work with Anthony Fokker, the Flying Dutchman. He responded to a letter I sent and offered to give me on-the-job training. I had no idea what I was in for. You want me to do what?
Hesitation will get you killed, Bessie! Visualize what you want and go get it, now!
Captain Keller taught me the tricks, but Anthony Fokker taught me how to perfect them. During the time spent working with Anthony, I became an aviator. But, Anthony!
Drücke die durch die Angst!
I don't know what that means!
Push through the fear!
Okay!
Looks like the rain is about to start! Take us back home!
I thought we were gonna fly upside down!
Not in this weather!
I knew flying in the rain was dangerous, but I also knew that it wasn't raining yet, so...
What are you doing?
I am flying upside down today, Anthony!
Bessie!
I thought I'd be in trouble with Anthony once we landed, but...
You've got spunk, Bessie Coleman. Keep it up. Thank you for joining us this evening, and welcome to members of the European press.
Anthony invited me to a banquet celebrating European aviators. I was just happy to be there. The food was phenomenal.
Before we get started, I wanted to highlight a good friend of mine called Bessie Coleman.
I choked on my wine when I heard Anthony say my name.
Bessie is an American. She traveled over the Atlantic to learn to fly because no one in her country would teach her. She was rejected time and time again because of the color of her skin.
My heart was beating out of my chest.
I've been working with Bessie for several weeks, and she is hardworking and fearless.
Everybody's eyes were on me.
And on top of all that,
She is the only American aviator who's ever crossed the Kaiser's Palace at Potsdam. Since I have all of you members of the press here, I wanted to say publicly that Bessie Coleman is one of the best aviators I have ever seen.
And that, my friends, is when I became a celebrity in Europe. One newspaper said, and I quote, "Bessie Coleman, the petite young American aviator, has stolen our hearts." I could hardly walk down the street without a reporter asking me how it felt to be the only black woman aviator in the world. My answer was always the same. It feels like I belong here. And every chance I got, I talked about my flight school dream. Blacks should not have to experience the difficulties I faced. So I will open a flying school and teach other black people to fly. At that moment, I was standing in an actual castle, like the ones I read about in books. Oh my word! One of the perks of being popular in the land of kings and queens, I guess. Josephine Baker and I met at a French nightclub where she was performing. I took some time off from work in Holland to visit her in Paris. I don't know who invented high heels, but all women owe him a lot.
You're a woman after my own heart.
Josephine took me to the fanciest boutique I'd ever stepped foot in. It smelled like exotic perfume and money. Excuse me? Can I try on these shoes?
No, I don't think they'll fit you.
But I didn't tell you my size.
They're very expensive.
She didn't ask the price. She asked to try them on.
This is an elite boutique. I believe they are closing stores in your part of town.
I don't think you know who you're talking to. This is Josephine Baker.
I don't care who she is or you. This store is not for your kind.
And what kind would that be? Rich? I guess we'll be spending our money elsewhere. Let's go, Bess.
Wait, I apologize.
Josephine Baker taught me a valuable lesson that day. Respect isn't black, and it isn't white. It's green. After 3 months of learning and growing, I made the trip back to New York, but things were a little different this time. The first time I returned home from France, I was recognized by my lovely people, and I felt special. This time, everyone was here. The New York Times and Chicago Tribune, just to name a few. Now, I felt powerful.
Bessie!
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 Bessie! Bessie!
Word of my accomplishments had finally reached this coast. I was gaining the notoriety I needed to be able to make some changes in this country. Before I left New York, I took in several theater productions, my favorite among them being Shuffle Along. It was the first show made by us, for us, and starring us. And their talented cast blessed me with a silver loving cup to commemorate my achievements in flying. Thank you so much. You'll never know exactly how much this means to me. It had been my dream to star in a movie since I saw my first moving picture in Chicago. Mr. R.E. Norman, I write to you today to propose you make my life story into a movie titled Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. As a famed film producer, I'd like to offer you the rights to my story before anyone else. While I was waiting to hear back from Mr. Norman, I was contacted about a starring role in a Hollywood picture.
Pleasure to meet you, Bessie. Please have a seat.
Thanks for bringing me out to California. It's so beautiful here. A black film company called Seminole was producing a film called Shadow and Sunshine.
We're overjoyed to be making this movie with you as our leading lady. Your pretty little face is gonna blow the roof off these theaters.
I'd love to hear more about the role.
Happy to. Put yourself in the shoes of an ignorant black country girl, okay? She's been in a small town her whole life, just scraping by with the scraps she can earn from her back-breaking job, doing something poor, like maid work or sharecropping, washing clothes, something. We'll iron it out. She arrives in the big city wearing tattered clothes and using a walking stick. But she has a dream.
Is there a script?
Yeah, it's being ironed out. But don't worry your little head about it. We're gonna make you a star.
You're a black film company. I thought you'd make a movie that actually lifted us up, not kept with the same stereotypes.
We make money, Bessie. Plain and simple. This type of story sells.
This isn't what I signed up for.
This is exactly what you signed up for. You're not planning on causing me any trouble, are you?
You're not threatening me, are you?
Of course not. Here, let me get you a copy of the script. I think you'll like what we've done with the character.
No, I'm no longer interested in being part of your film.
You signed a contract.
I expected more out of you, but I see you're just a low-life Uncle Tom. You're even worse than them.
Bessie, wait!
I hated that things worked out that way. I really loved the idea of being in a movie. A few weeks later, I received a letter from that Uncle Tom producer. Pursuant to the contract signed with Seminole Films, you are in breach of contract and are demanded to pay $200,000? Yes, I was being sued. This is what you wanted. It's what you worked all these years for. There's no space for nerves. Shake it off, Bessie.
Are you having a good time, New Jersey?
They paid to see me, and I'm about to give them the show of their life.
For the first time on American soil, give a big Garden City welcome to Bessie Coleman. There she is. We're in for a big treat today, folks.
My first show was an amazing rush, and I stopped the presses with my outfit. Look, military jacket, riding breeches, a long leather coat, and a leather helmet with the goggles pushed up. I wanted everyone to see my face and know that I was a black woman.
Do you want a show?
Oh yeah, I'll give you a show. I started off with a loop-de-loop. Then I gave them a figure eight. And before they could catch their breath, I hit them with a nosedive. I righted my plane just in time. Then I waved at the crowd as I flew by the stands.
Oh my goodness, what a star!
After my air show, I took audience members up in the plane for a quick ride. It's a beautiful day to fly. Who's next?
Me.
That'll be $5, ma'am. The line was so long and full of both black and white folks. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go. I charged $5 for them to get the experience of flying. That's almost $100 in today's money.
Bessie, how does it feel to be the world's first race aviatrix?
It feels right. I was ready for this day, and I'm happy everyone enjoyed the show.
What do you have to say to those who doubted you would ever get your pilot's license?
I know what I wanted to say. Everyone who doubted me can jump off a cliff. But I didn't. I kept it professional. What people need to understand about me is that I work harder when I'm told I can't do something. Anybody want to tell me I can't be president? I stayed out on that airfield for hours and signed every single autograph that was asked of me.
What was the best part of the show today?
And that reporter walked through the line asking questions.
If you would have told me a tiny little woman can control a big old machine, I would have said you were lying.
Yes, she's quite impressive.
And she's a looker.
Their answers tickled me to the bone.
What do you think the best part of the show today was?
Seeing one of us up there in the sky, not just a Negro, but a Negro woman, it gave me hope for the future. Maybe my daughter could do amazing things too.
After I got back to Chicago, I saw that the Defender named me the world's greatest woman flyer. Not the best black woman flyer, the best woman flyer. It was quite an honor. Not long after I was named the world's greatest woman flyer, I received a letter from Seminole Films. we have decided that it would be best for our company not to pursue this matter further. They were dropping the $200,000 lawsuit against me. Thank God. I always assumed they'd seen my newfound fame and didn't want a public battle with a national treasure, but I can't be sure. I had accomplished something amazing and I knew it. But then it all came screeching to a halt when I had to return the plane I'd done all those amazing things in. Here's your keys. Thank you again for letting me borrow your plane.
I've been thinking we might need to renegotiate our agreement.
Excuse me. I really needed my own plane, and fast. I used the momentum from the free press I was getting to expand my reach. We need to talk. I started accepting invitations to speak at events all over the country. I spoke at length about what it was like to be an aviator.
The audience will be arriving soon, Bessie. We should get set up inside.
I loved when young Black girls would show up. The look of wonder and determination on their faces let me know that I might be the first, but I would not be the last. I'm not going in.
What? Why not? 100 people are coming to hear you speak. What's the problem?
Look at that and tell me what you see.
With the entrance?
Mm-hmm.
I see the entrance to the event I'm paying you good money to speak at.
Okay, my turn. I see 2 entrances to the event. Colored and white.
Yeah?
Yeah? You don't think there's a problem with that?
Give me a break, Bessie. This is how it's always been done. It ain't a big deal.
Okay, you're probably right.
Well, where you going?
Home.
Wait! You can't leave?
I can, and I will. If you can't understand why paying a colored woman to speak to an audience you made enter through segregated entrances is wrong, I don't see a need for us to be doing business together.
It's too late to change it. They'll be here any minute, but I'll make it right next time.
Next time.
Okay, fine. 1 entrance for everyone.
That's all you had to say? The folks continuing to hold my people down were working really hard. So, I had to work even harder. Let's get inside, it's cold out here. It was October 15th, 1922, the day I performed in Chicago for the first time. My mother, sisters, and brothers, Phyllis and Robert, all came out to see me fly. And so did my 8-year-old nephew, Arthur. Hi! I won't lie, I felt a little intimidated having my closest friends and family there to watch me perform. I don't know why it's sometimes easier to be your true self in front of strangers. But I was happy they were there, and I wanted to give them a great show. I'd been in the air for a bit, wowing the crowd with some of my best stuff. Then, for the finale, I really gave it to them. Time to blow their minds. I pointed that plane to the heavens, and then I kept on going. I'd always wanted to see how far I could push one of those babies. And then I figured it out. Come on, baby, turn over. You can do it. Woohoo!
Auntie Bessie!
Did you like the show, Arthur?
I loved it. I want to be a pilot too, can I?
Of course you can.
Welcome to the Tri-State Fair.
I was 30 years old, and I knew the sky was where I belonged.
Whoa, look at brave Bessie go. Oh my goodness, she's parachuting out of her plane. How does she do it?
My mission was to entertain as many people as possible with what I could do. I probably signed 500,000 autographs in my life, and I had a little bump on my finger to prove it. To Hannah, always dream big. Signed, Bessie Coleman. But it was all worth it to see the looks on my fans' faces, especially the little ones.
Excuse me, Miss Coleman?
I was just about finished cleaning up after the air show in Gary, Indiana, when a stuffy-looking white man in a suit walked into the hangar. Yeah?
I'm David Benkei. May I have a moment of your time?
I guess. As long as you don't mind me finishing up around here.
I can help.
That's not necessary. Why don't you tell me what it is I can do for you, Mr. Benkei?
Do you currently have representation?
Do I have what?
A manager.
I book all my shows and I keep all my money. What would I need a manager for?
A good manager can help you get jobs you might not be able to get yourself.
Like what?
What kind of flying do you want to do?
I'm already doing it. Entertaining crowds with stunts is where I belong.
But are you making the type of money you want to be making?
I do all right for myself.
Good enough to buy your own plane? What if I told you I could get you a plane without having to spend any of your savings?
A free plane? I say you're full of horse manure.
My wife might be inclined to agree with you about that. But I'm serious, Miss Coleman. I could get you a job that will pay you in the keys to your very own plane.
With who?
That depends. Do we have a deal?
I only needed about half a second to decide. If you can give me a free plane, we've got a deal.
Great. I'm looking forward to working with you, Miss Coleman.
Call me Bessie. So, what's the job?
Flyer distribution for Coast Tire and Rubber Company.
What? You got me littering flyers no one wants?
This is the first of many jobs I can get for you. But you need a plane to be able to do them, right?
You're right. Okay, sign me up. Coast Tire and Rubber was located in California. So I went back to Paradise and littered those flyers all over town. Come to Coast Tire and Rubber. If I'm honest, it was kind of fun. I did the job for Coast Tire and Rubber, and just like David said, I was paid in my very own plane. Hi, beautiful. My plane was not actually beautiful. She was an old war surplus army plane, a Jenny. She clanked like something was loose, and there was more exhaust pouring out of her than I'd like, but she was mine.
And there she goes, folks. Brave Bessie is headed up and to the sky.
The first air show I did with my new-to-me plane was in Los Angeles, California. There were thousands of people there to watch me fly. Come on, baby. Stay with me. Oh, no. No, 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 no.
Oh no, Bessie is falling. Take cover, folks.
I don't want to die.
Die?
Lucinda?
You're not gonna die. You are a big failure, though.
I know you never make anything of yourself.
Come on back to Waxahachie and clean these houses again, failure.
What? No, I'm not a failure.
Bessie's a failure. Bessie's a failure.
Oh no, Bessie is failing. Take cover, folks.
No! The nightmares came almost nightly when I was laid up in my bed recovering from that plane crash. I had a broken leg, cracked ribs, and my body was covered in cuts and bruises. Ow! But there was a different damage that no one else could see. I spent the first part of my recovery in a Los Angeles hospital, but as soon as I was able to travel, I came home to Chicago.
Ooh, those reporters are back, sniffing around outside. What you want me to tell them?
Tell them that as soon as I can walk, I'm going to fly. My friend Phyllis would come by my apartment every morning before work to get me set up for the day.
Bessie Coleman, get your tail back in that bed.
Phyllis, if I have to spend one more minute lying down, I will kill someone.
You only got one good leg, girl. Who you gonna catch to kill?
You, if you keep trying to tell me what to do.
Ain't nobody taking you seriously. Get back in bed.
Fine, Warden.
If this were prison, best believe I'd have you handcuffed to the bed by now.
Phyllis!
None of that whining is gonna do you any good around here. Your doctor said to rest and elevate that leg, so that's what's happening as long as I'm around.
Okay, you don't have to be around. I'm doing just fine. Ow!
Oof, Bessie, here, let me help you to the couch.
What am I supposed to do with myself, Phyllis? I've never done nothing before.
No one said you have to do nothing. I can get you some books from the library. And I bet if I brought you some paper and a pen, you'd have an interesting story to tell.
I'm supposed to be in the air.
No, you're supposed to let your body heal so you can get back in the air. There's a big difference.
Phyllis was right. I could hardly walk to the bathroom. So flying a plane was definitely out of the question.
Just give yourself time. You'll be back. Better than you were before, I promise.
What I didn't want to admit to her, and maybe even myself, was that I was having a difficult time. I couldn't figure out who Bessie Coleman was without the skies. She had the perpetual sense, as she watched the taxicabs, of being out, far out, to sea. Since the warden was making me stay in my bed, I ended up rekindling the love I had for books in my childhood. She always had the feeling that it was very, very dangerous to live, even one day. And just like when I was a child, being transported out of my situation and into another world is likely what saved my life. Hello?
Miss Coleman, we haven't received your payment this month.
You didn't? That's peculiar. I put a check in the mail. I had not put a check in the mail. I'll check with the postman in the morning. I was getting dangerously low on funds, and I needed to get creative.
This should be all of it.
Robert Abbott agreed to let me do some bookkeeping for him while I was still bedridden. I appreciate the work, Robert. That helped me keep afloat. After a few weeks, I could get around without the crutches, and I didn't need as much help. Kojo? Standing before me in all his chocolate glory was Prince Kojo.
Hello, Bessie. It's lovely to see you again.
Please, come in. Sorry, my place is a mess. Definitely not befitting a prince.
Everything looks fine.
What are you doing here?
I read in the paper that you'd had a crash and were home in Chicago recovering. I hope it's all right that I came to see you.
I'm happy you're here.
Me as well.
It'd been years since we met in Paris, but everything felt instantly familiar and comfortable. I told him there was no way I'd do the film. It was insulting.
Tu aurais dû la frapper à la gorge.
You're right, I should've. Kojo stayed with me, and we fell pretty quickly into a sweet routine, almost like a married couple.
How should I cut these potatoes?
A little smaller than that, in 1-inch squares.
And I leave the brown stuff on or cut it off?
The skin? You don't cook much, do you, Your Highness?
Much? Never. My mother tried to teach me. She always believed that people should be self-sufficient and be able to care for themselves. But my father thought she was mad. Boys don't belong in the kitchen, especially princes.
Well, lucky for you, I believe men can absolutely help in the kitchen. Here, let me show you. Kojo and I went for walks most days to exercise my leg. I enjoyed showing him my city and all it had to offer.
I liked the tube of meat we had for lunch.
The hot dog?
What an odd thing to call it. It's hot, but it's not dog meat, correct?
It's not a dog, but no one really wants to know what's in it. We just enjoy it.
I see. Everyone thinks being part of a royal family is only about the fancy things, but it can be frustrating too.
Please tell me what's frustrating about having lots of money and power.
For one, being told what I can and can't do, and having no control over my future.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't say this to elicit pity, but to remind you how lucky you are. You can do whatever you want, Bess, and I'm not only speaking about your career. You are in control of your life, so live it.
My time with Kojo was invaluable.
I am going to miss you, Bessie.
Kojo had been staying with me for several weeks, but it was time for him to return home. Thank you so much for just coming to check on me.
It has been the pleasure of my life.
Mine too. I made this for you.
A paper airplane?
To remember me by.
Thank you. But I won't need anything to remember this time I've spent with you.
I won't either.
Don't forget to live, Bessie Coleman.
We didn't say we loved each other, though I know it was true. And we didn't promise to write. I think deep down we knew that this would be the last time we would see each other. And we let the beautiful moment be what it was. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, when are you getting back in the air?
I hadn't flown in almost a year, and the medical bills cleared out my savings. Bookkeeping helped, but I needed to get back to work. I'm still recovering from my accident, so I can't give you an exact date, but it will be soon. I miss it. Until I was well enough to return to flying, speaking engagements were my bread and butter. Since I'm in front of a mostly Negro audience, I would like to take this time to encourage you to take an interest in aviation, and not just as a viewer. Anyone can learn to fly, and I plan on opening a flight school that's just for us. I hadn't seen my friends in a long time, so I invited them over. Phyllis and Robert Abbott were there, and Josephine Baker was in town, so she came too.
So, Phyllis tells me you were in here playing house with a prince?
Phyllis, why you telling all my business?
Girl, please. Like you not bursting at the seams to tell us yourself?
You're right.
Spill it. I need to live vicariously through your life.
A little later, I brought out the projector to show footage of a few of my air shows. As they watched me do death spirals and flips on the projector, I was surprised to see them react exactly like the people at my live air shows. I think I should make money off these films.
How?
I can show them during my speaking engagements. Not everyone can make it to an air show. I bet I sell more tickets if they knew they'd be able to watch me fly.
I think that's bloody brilliant.
So, that's what I did. This move I'm doing right here is called a figure 8. As you can see, I'm flying the aircraft in the shape of the number 8. By adding films to my appearances, I more than doubled the tickets I sold. It didn't take long for me to pay off all of my debt. I hadn't gone out much since my accident. All I did was work. So, my friends deemed themselves the official directors of fun in my life. And they took their job seriously.
Come dance with us!
My leg!
Your leg is fine. Don't make me drag you out here on the dance floor.
Okay. We went to the beach quite a bit. There's something healing about the water. Just listen to that. We also spent a lot of time in the house, just playing cards. I'm about to run a Boston on you.
That chance.
It was exactly what I needed to get back to who I really was. It had been over a year and a half since my accident, and I was getting used to living life on the ground. I started to think that maybe I could make a career out of traveling all over the world, telling people about my time up in the air. It would be a very respectable way to spend my time.
Are you Bessie Coleman?
Yes, I am. And what's your name?
Sarita.
Nice to meet you, Sarita.
Here.
What's this?
A paper airplane. I want you to have it.
That's very sweet of you, but I don't want to take your only airplane.
I make them all the time with my mommy. I want to be a pilot, just like you.
You do?
Mm-hmm. And my mommy says I can be a pilot because you did it first.
I watched Sarita skip away and I knew I couldn't stay on the ground. I had to get back in the air, not for me, but for her. And all the other people who needed to see it before they could be it.
Columbus, welcome to our Labor Day air show.
It had been 2 years since I'd flown for a crowd. And what a crowd this was. I estimated 10,000 people easily. And most were there to see my glorious return to the skies. Get out of your head, Bessie. The skies are where you belong. Come on, girl, you got this. The world needs you.
And my mommy says I can be a pilot because you did it first.
Let's welcome back to the sky, Brave Bessie.
All my nerves melted away and I hopped into that plane like no time had passed. My borrowed plane performed like a champ as I moved through my stunts. And the crowd loved it.
Bessie's back.
That's right, I'm back. I invited my manager, David Benkei, to come to my home. We hadn't seen each other since my accident.
Bessie, I'm so happy you asked to see me. I have big plans for you now that you're back.
That's great, so do I.
We're going to New Jersey, Gary, Los Angeles.
All of that is perfect, David, but I want you to add some southern states to the tour.
You do? I don't have to remind you how difficult things are for colored people down there, do I?
Really?
Right. So, if you know, why would you want to put yourself through that?
I'm from the South. Those are my people. They deserve to see me fly just as much. Maybe even more.
It's not about that. It's about your safety and the safety of the colored folk who'll attend your shows. No, I don't think I can do that.
Oh, you mistake why I called you here. I wasn't asking, David. I want to start doing shows down south.
Oh, no, I won't do it.
I respected David for looking out for me, but it wasn't his place to tell me no. I knew what I wanted to do, and if he wasn't on board, I'd take care of it myself. Okay then. It's been a pleasure working with you, but I think our time together is finished.
But Bessie!
I wish you the best of luck.
You too, Bessie. You too.
The South was my home, and I wasn't afraid to go back. But maybe I should have been.
Welcome home!
It had been some years, but the South hadn't changed much at all. Thank you all for coming out to the opening of my new flight office in Houston. In 1924, when I was 32 years old, I left my family and friends and moved back to Texas. My next air show has been scheduled and will happen on Juneteenth. And that will kick off my tour of the southern states. It was difficult to leave my home and the people who loved me, but I thought it was the best decision for my career. Before I even had my aviator's license, I knew I wanted to dedicate my career to the advancement of my people. I want to show colored folks that there is a different life out there than what we're being told. And we can do whatever we put our minds to. What I didn't say to my small crowd of supporters was that I had shows scheduled, but I still hadn't secured a plane. I didn't have the connections down south that I'd had up north. Enjoy yourselves tonight. And don't forget that there is a collection box on that table over there if you'd like to donate to my flight school fund.
You don't belong here, and you don't belong in the sky.
What?
Go back to where you came from, nigger.
Will someone please get this man out of here? Welcome back to the South. My next air show was fast approaching, and I needed to secure a plane quick. Any chance you let me take that Jenny off your hands for a few days?
How much you offering?
Exposure.
I don't like fancy words.
Just look at it as being even better than money.
Can I buy food with this exposure?
If you do it right, yes.
Nah, you can keep it.
I don't think you understand what you're passing up. If you let me borrow your plane, I'll put a sign up advertising your business at every one of my air shows. You know who I am, right?
Yeah.
Then you should also know that I pull in huge crowds. 10,000 people come out to see me on an average day. Have you ever seen that many people? That's 10,000 sets of eyes looking at... What's the name of your business?
Jed's shop?
Right! 10,000 eyes looking at an advertisement for Jed's shop. You'll have a line out of the door the very next day. I looked around Jed's raggedy shop. He needed this just as much as I did.
Okay, you could use my Jenny.
Great. I'll have her back after.
If you pay me let's call it a colored fee.
What? I'm already putting up your signs.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to get my plane deep cleaned afterwards. No way I could use it again after you sat in it for all those hours.
How much?
I think $3 should cover it.
Fine.
All right then, you got yourself a deal.
I always felt a piece of my dignity chip away every time I made these deals. But I justified it by remembering how many black folks I'd be helping.
Jenny's right over there.
She does fly, doesn't she?
On a good day.
It was June 19th, 1925, when I climbed into that borrowed plane and flew from my home state of Texas for the first time. As I looked down on the audience and I saw both black and white faces, I was reminded that even though the South could still be horrible, it had grown some since I was a child. Barnstorming is defined as traveling around giving exhibitions of flying and performing aeronautical tricks. Oftentimes, the venues were barns. My life became a blur of giving lectures. I have to make sure the plane is above 500 feet at all times for the safety of the audience. Borrowing planes. Okay, so in exchange for using your plane for 2 of my shows, I'll allow you to set up a booth by the entrance at each event.
I suppose.
And barnstorming. Sometimes the venues were actual barns. Over and over again. Lectures. What the audience sees is the plane moving in the shape of the number 8. Begging for a plane. We had a deal, Troy. You promised to have the plane ready for me to pick up today. And barnstorming. Everyone, you're in for a show. It was enough to make my head spin. 35, 36, 37. But I was finally able to make enough to put a down payment on my own plane. I'll be back with the rest soon.
I'd like to help you, Bessie.
I'd approached William Willis about sponsoring one of my air shows, and instead, he offered to be my mechanic. I don't own a plane for you to maintain.
But you will. I'm sure of it. And when you get it, I want to be your mechanic.
What's the catch?
No catch. It's just... this ain't a popular opinion, but I like what you're doing around here.
What do you mean?
Integration.
You do?
Well, people are people.
I agree. Okay, William Willis. I'll call you when I get my plane paid off.
Please do. Come on, hurry up!
Welcome home!
What happened to my building?
Get back, miss! It's not safe!
The fire completely destroyed everything I was working towards in Houston. It was a total loss. I moved to Florida soon after the fire. I took a job working part-time in a beauty salon while I tried to figure out my next move. Florida is sticky, and I'm not sure when the weather will get better. Why do people live here willingly? I always did my best to stay in touch with my family and friends in Chicago. I missed them so much it hurt. I'm still trying to save up the money I need to finish paying off my plane in Dallas and get it transferred here. That fire really did a number on my finances. But for some good news, I've been invited to the governor's mansion. I'll let you know if I meet any celebrities. I'd always been good at parties full of white folks, and the one at the governor's mansion was no different. Goats, actual livestock, running around as I got prepared to fly. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
That's Edwin Beeman, the very rich heir to the Beeman chewing gum fortune. And if you're wondering, yes, he did kind of smell like mint.
How do you maintain your composure in situations like that?
I love it. I've never been high maintenance. I just want to be in the air.
That's commendable. Cheers to doing what you love.
Cheers to that.
When's your next show? I'd love to attend. I haven't seen a goat in a while.
Well, that depends. If I can get the money together in time to pay off my plane, sooner rather than later.
Oh, you don't have a plane?
No, sir. Not since my last one went down a few years ago.
So you what? Rent them?
Borrow.
No, that just won't do. Not for a talented aviator like yourself. How much do you need to pay off your plane?
What?
I'm serious.
This white man I just met at a party was offering to pay off my plane for me. With no strings attached. I'm no fool. I told him the amount and he wrote me a check on the spot. Hello, William. Bessie Coleman here. I did it. I've paid off my plane. Yes, I'm very excited. Does your offer still stand to come and work with me? Good, because I'm going to need a huge favor. William knew how to fly planes on top of just fixing them, so I asked if he'd be willing to fly my plane from Dallas to Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'd scheduled an air show to take place on May 1st, 1926, so that meant we only had a few days to get my plane the 996 miles from Dallas, Texas to Jacksonville, Florida. Yes, William, come in.
I repeat, I had to land in Meridian.
Mississippi? What happened?
Damn thing kept stalling. I'll do some repairs and get it back up as soon as possible.
My plane was new to me, but she was an old bird. I expected repairs to be needed, so I wasn't that worried. But when William called again, I started to sweat.
Bessie, I only made it to Farmingdale.
What's wrong with her?
It was the propeller this time. It shouldn't take too long to fix.
Do you think you'll make it in time?
Don't much have a choice, right?
No, we don't.
Then I'll be there.
It was a hellish trip, but William and my Jenny made it to Jacksonville on the 28th, 3 days before the show at Paxson Field. I'm so happy you made it.
I might need to ask for a raise after that trip.
And you deserve it. I guess we've got some work to do to get this baby into shape before the show.
I'm ready when you are.
After a few days, William felt confident in the plane's ability to handle the extreme nature of my performance. Mind flying the test so I can find a good spot to parachute to during the show?
As long as we can get some food first, I'm hungrier than a tick on a teddy bear.
After William and I ate, we made our way to the Jenny for our first flight. You know that guy walking away from the runway?
Nope. Maybe he's a mechanic for the airstrip?
You're probably right. Let's get up there before it's too late. You hear that rattling?
Believe it or not, that's an improvement over the sound it made on the way from Dallas.
This is better than before?
Yep, it was shaking like all get out. We're kind of like friends, right?
Depends on what you're about to say.
I think you got a bum deal on this plane. It's hardly worth the scrap metal keeping it together.
You might be right, but it's already making me money, so that makes it a good deal.
Copy that.
It didn't matter that I'd flown over the Earth hundreds of times. The view never got old. This is living! I leaned over the edge of the plane a bit to scope out the area and... What was that?
Damn it!
William?
I can't control!
Ah!
Bessie!
Bessie Coleman is dead. The groundbreaking aviator, along with her co-pilot William Willis, took a Curtiss JN Jenny aircraft for a test flight when they lost control and crashed. Ma'am, you were close by when Bessie Coleman's plane went down. Tell me what you saw.
I didn't notice the plane in the sky until I heard the sound of it falling, and it was going down real fast. Then I saw someone fall out. It was horrible.
I was only 34 when I fell out of that plane. I had so much more I wanted to do. After an investigation, it was determined that my plane went down because a wrench was left in the plane and got jammed in the controls after we took off. There was nothing we could have done. I'll never know if William accidentally left the wrench in the plane or if someone succeeded in sabotaging my desire to lift up my race through flight. But it doesn't seem to matter much now. What's done is done.
We are here for the homegoing celebration of Bessie Coleman.
I was so honored when Ida B. Wells spoke in my service. I'd been a big fan of her writing and of what she'd done for Black civil rights.
Bessie's done so much to inspire our community that I'd be here all night trying to list her accomplishments. But one thing's for absolute sure. Bessie Coleman's legacy will live on forever.
They gave me 3 funerals. One in Jacksonville, one in Orlando, and this service in Chicago. Everyone I love was there. Funerals are sad because of lost dreams. And even though I was young, I feel satisfied with the life I live. I accomplished more than I could have ever dreamed of while I was picking cotton and cleaning white people's homes in Waxahachie. I have been blessed with amazing things since 1926. I already mentioned that my face is on a quarter. Go and find one. They were released in 2023. There's also a stamp out there that looks like me. In 1931, the Challenger Air Pilots Association started the tradition of flying over my grave to drop flowers. They've done it every single year since. And possibly the most touching thing I've seen?
Thank you all for attending the opening of the Bessie Coleman Aero Club.
William J. Powell opened the Bessie Coleman Aero Club in Los Angeles in 1929. He realized my dream of teaching Black folks how to fly and even organize an all-Black air show. What a sight that must have been.
Bessie spoke at length about her desire to open a flight school for us. I'm just happy to have gotten the chance to follow in her trailblazing footsteps.
Looking back, I now know that life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forward.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours.
Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory, 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 glory.
Oh,
glory, oh, glory, glory.
Invisible Eagles, Bessie Coleman, starring Quvenzhané Wallis, is a production of Flying Free Films and American Urban Radio Networks. Based on a true story as told by Philip S. Hart. Produced by Tanya Hart, John Funk, and Philip S. Hart. Directed by Jay Silvers, and written by Danielle Nicky, with casting and voice direction by Freddie Beckley. Additional casting by Lisa Beach and Sarah Katzman. Sound design by Casey Gibson. Music by the Detroit Youth Choir. Additional music by Benjamin Burnside. Invisible Eagles Bessie Coleman features Tiana Camacho, Emmanuel Elpenord, Brian Green, Sophia Green, Joe Hernandez, Julian Smith, Meredith McLaughlin, Rebecca Thomas, Laith Walschlager, and Charlie West. Executive producer for American Urban Radio Networks, Chesley Maddox Dorsey. Executive producer for Flying Free Films, Tanya Hart.
If you're black and you're proud, hands up. If you wanna make a change, I'm my leader, stand up.
Look, I'm tired of seeing my people on the news, texting my friends, hoping they're okay too. One day, when the glory comes, it'll be ours, it'll be ours. Glory, 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 glory.
Now the war